Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's WWE Monday Night Raw for September 30th, 2013. And CM Punk comes out and he says he's going to defeat Ryback at Battleground, and in this story he's going to defeat Curtis Axel, he's going to get his hands on Paul Heyman, and finally end all of this. But he didn't say anything about Brock Lesnar. So pretty sure they're going to have at least one more match. He's going to be like the last Paul Heyman guy he has to get through, I think. But he says he's not leaving the ring until he gets a fight. And Brad Maddox comes out. And he wasn't very good here. This is one of those times where you would hear JBL and Cole, or at least Cole, laughing on commentary because he was so bad. But I guess maybe they told him not to do that or something, but I'm sure Cole was laughing. Because Maddox kind of, I don't know, man. He's weird out there sometimes, and sometimes it feels like it's intentional, and this time it felt like he was just botching. But he says that CM Punk has a lot of aggression or something, I can't really remember, and Big E Langston comes out. So we get Big E Langston versus CM Punk. And the match was okay. It was cool to see Big E back. Big E dominates Punk for most of the match. But Punk gets him up for the GTS, kills Big E with the GTS, and gets the win. Beats him clean. And on commentary they're like, well, he got Big E up. You think he can get Ryback up? Well, didn't he get Brock Lesnar up for the GTS? So what's the big deal about Ryback? But one thing I thought was kind of a scary thought was if eventually down the road they do another Paul Heyman guy versus Paul Heyman guy with Ryback versus Brock Lesnar. I think that would be a terrible idea, and I don't know, it just popped into my head because that's something that sounds good on paper, but I'm pretty sure that match would be horrendous. Fandango versus Kofi Kingston. Nothing special about this at all. Kofi wins with Trouble in Paradise. Afterwards, the Bray Wyatt family comes out, and Bray sits down and he cuts a promo. We see Kofi's in the ring with a chair, and Bray just says that he's going to make everyone pay. One by one they will fall. Follow the buzzards. That was it. This was very disappointing. He didn't do shit. When he came out, I was like, okay, he's going to beat up Kofi Kingston. He's moving up. He's moving up the ranks. We didn't do anything. Then what happens here? They say the pre-show for Battleground is going to be Dolph versus Damian Sandow. That's kind of sad. I mean, they have no intention of pushing Dolph. I don't think ever again. He had his chance. He won Money in the Bank. He got a run with the title. And he got that damn concussion from Jack Swagger. And I think that was it. I don't know if Dolph's ever going to come back from this. Then we get Brie Bella backstage with her sister, and Randy Orton comes up and says he heard that she's engaged to marry Daniel Bryan. They're getting married soon, and she needs to make sure the wedding is before Battleground because Daniel Bryan won't be able to walk down the aisle. And then Renee Young is talking to Paul Heyman, and she says, I know Ryback's around the corner and Curtis Axel's hiding behind some equipment. Is he just hiding right in front of her? And she asks if Heyman's got another trap set, and Heyman says CM Punk's a nobody, and Paul Heyman's very existence is a trap for CM Punk. So it's Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal versus the Los Matadores. They finally debut here. They look more like the Los Ninja Turtles to me. I've said that before. And they get this huge entrance, smoke and all this stuff. And then a little person in a bull costume runs out. It's a very athletic little person. Kind of like those old little person Mexican wrestlers they used to have back in the day, like Max Mini. He's kind of like one of those guys. And they come to the ring, and they have a typical match here. I didn't think it was anything great. It's Primo and Epico. I mean, that's who it is. And they beat Heath Slater with some double team move, And that was it. This was fucking stupid. These guys are already a joke. They mean nothing. I don't take these guys seriously. This is just yet another comedy group. 3MB is a comedy group. Tons of Funk is a comedy group. Did they really need another one? Triple H and Stephanie come out, and they have Cody Rhodes, Goldust, and Dusty Rhodes come out. Goldust is wearing his face paint and a suit. And Triple H talks about how Dusty Rhodes couldn't get it done on a national level, even with the polka dots. But they want to offer the Rhodes family a deal. If they can defeat Goldust and Cody Rhodes, if they can defeat the tag team champions, Rollins and Reigns, at Battleground, they get their jobs back. But if they lose, they can never work in the WWE again, and Dusty Rhodes loses his job as a talent relations person. Or a developmental guy. So, Dusty grabs the mic. He says he's going to be in their corner at Battleground. They accept the terms. He tells Stephanie to talk to the hand. And he calls Triple H his Huckleberry. And Stephanie says, if you want to fight, be careful what you wish for. She leaves with Triple H, and the Shield hits the ring. They spear Goldust, triple powerbomb Cody, and put the boots to Dusty Rhodes. I thought this was a pretty good segment, and this is one match I would like to see at Battleground. R-Truth versus Curtis Axel. This was pretty boring. CM Punk's music hits. This distracts Curtis Axel. And R-Truth wins with the Little Jimmy. They show a video for Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella's engagement. Brie Bella faces Alicia Fox. I guess Brie Bella is a full-on babyface now. It's about time. It was a little weird how she would act like a heel in matches. But backstage, she would be a babyface, like in these Randy Orton segments. So now, at least she is a full-on babyface. And she beats Alicia Fox with a facebuster, so she is now the #1 contender to the Divas title. She's going to face AJ at Battleground. But I'm sure AJ is going to win because she just brought in Tamina as her bodyguard. Tamina's playing the Diesel role, so I'm sure she's going to interfere somehow and AJ is going to retain. So Curtis Axel is freaking out backstage, and Heyman's trying to calm him down. Ryback comes up and says, hey, if CM Punk wants us so bad, let's go call him out. Heyman says, Ryback, go get something to eat and I'll be with you in a few minutes. And he looks at Curtis Axel and he says, isn't Ryback beautiful? And Axel's like, Paul, what do you have on your mind? I think we all know what he has on his mind. But Heyman says, ever since Ryback saved his life at Night of Champions, food tastes better. Flowers smell sweeter. So tonight he's going to do what he should have done at Night of Champions and propose to Ryback. This shit is awesome. Then we see Big Show with Renee Young, and he says that he's done absolutely everything Triple H and Stephanie have asked him to do, but he can't take it anymore, and now he's going to go knock out Triple H. Big Show is going on a rampage backstage. He's looking for Triple H. He throws Brad Maddox up against the wall. We get Zack Ryder versus Alberto Del Rio. Match was actually better than I expected. Del Rio wins with the arm breaker. And then Paul Heyman comes out to propose to Ryback. This was very strange. Heyman says he wants to make an honest man out of Ryback. You would think they would tease the whole Paul Heyman and Ryback having this homosexual relationship for a while, but they just jumped right into the marriage proposal bit. So there's really nowhere to go from here. Heyman says he wants to make an honest man out of Ryback. And 2013's been a very progressive year. He's talked to his children about this. And at one point, Ryback is touching Paul Heyman's face. And Paul Heyman gets down on one knee and asks Ryback to be a Paul Heyman guy. And CM Punk runs out, he jumps the barricade, and then he acts like he hurts his knee, but it's really just a trap. and he grabs a kendo stick from under the ring, and he attacks Heyman and Ryback. Curtis Axel runs out, so Ryback and Heyman take off, and CM Punk just beats the shit out of Curtis Axel and hits him with the GTS. It was entertaining because you didn't know what the hell to expect here. You didn't know what was going to happen. So I actually did like this segment. It's the Shield versus Dolph Ziggler and the Usos. And Dolph hits the zigzag on Seth Rollins, but Roman Reigns runs in and spears him for the win. So the Shield goes over here. The match was okay. Actually, the match was pretty good. But I just don't care anymore. How many times have we seen this? How many times have we seen Dolph Ziggler versus Ambrose and the Usos versus Rollins and Reigns? And there's really nothing they could do about it because all the other tag teams are comedy. Even this new group, Los Matadores. You can't have Los Matadores versus the Shield with a little bull running around the ring. It's stupid. So yet again, it's the Usos and Dolph versus the Shield. We've seen it before, but the Shield goes over. I do like Roman Reigns' spear. I think he does a great spear. And that's one thing I never really liked about Edge, is it was very hard to believe this guy when he would spear people. He just didn't have that size, that look to him. Like Goldberg. When Goldberg speared somebody, he speared the shit out of him. And Roman Reigns does the same thing. And I know Edge made the spear work for him, but it just seemed weird to give Edge the spear. But yeah, the match was pretty good. I wish they could do something to freshen this up a little. This shit was hilarious. So Big Show was waiting in Triple H's office, and the police come in. They use his real name. They're like, "Oh, we gotta take you out of here for threatening a WWE superstar." COO, I can't remember what exactly they called Triple H, but they tell Big Show they gotta arrest him. So Stephanie comes in and says, "Wait a minute, guys. Big Show hasn't really been himself lately, and he's got a lot of bills. There's a mortgage coming up." And she says, "I talked to Big Show's wife, and she said that Big Show hasn't exactly been meeting her expectations at home." So the police leave, Stephanie leaves, and Big Show sits down, and he's getting ready to cry, but he sees the poster for the new Triple H DVD, and he snaps, and he just punches the wall, and the poster falls off, and the hole that was behind the poster is like this freaking big. Like his punch created this giant hole, so that was really just over the top. RVD is backstage, and they show the top 10 extreme RVD moments. And this was a cool video, but then RVD goes on to cut a terrible promo. It's Antonio Cesaro versus Santino. Cesaro does the big spin again, but Santino kind of just falls on him and gets the win. So Santino goes over here. The Real Americans beat the Primetime Players on SmackDown. And then Cesaro loses to Santino on Raw. So I think that whole push for Darren Young is officially dead. So it's the face-off with Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. And at first I was thinking, man, these promos are kind of shitty. But then Randy Orton says that Daniel Bryan is marrying one of the Bellas. And one day Brie Bella is going to wake up and realize she's sleeping with a barnyard animal. So Daniel Bryan snaps, he goes off on Randy Orton, and he's actually kicking Orton's ass for a while, but then Orton throws him into the stairs, he runs him into the ring post, and Brie Bella runs out. And she's freaking out, she's like, "No, please stop, leave him alone," and Orton hits the drop DDT off the apron, and RKO's him through the announce table. So Brie Bella's trying to cry, and Orton doesn't punt her skull, he just walks away. And that's how the show ended. This was the go-home show for Battleground. And this show overall did not hype me for the pay-per-view. I'm not that excited about the pay-per-view. And it was really just an average show. Nothing really special here. I guess you could say the Paul Heyman Ryback stuff was special just because I can see that being around for a very long time, in a Wrestle Crap Hall of Fame type thing, which I'm sure it's going in, kind of like Katie Vick and Heidenreich raping Michael Cole and all of that stuff. But yeah, nothing really special on this show. None of the matches were really good. Los Matadores, I don't know what they're thinking with that. That is just terrible stuff. I mean, what the fuck are they doing back there? Who are they writing this for? It's embarrassing to me. So anyways, that's my review of Raw this week. I'll be back later with my predictions for the Battleground pay-per-view. Hope you guys liked this video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments, and thanks for watching.